to advance. If they don't get rid of the bombards, it's going to end with a loss for Core. He's under a minute. He's getting close to winning this. We have got a banger of a game here. Welcome, ladies and gents. I probably just broke someone's ears with that, but I'm going to break your mind. What if I offered you a 16k ELO pub game? Yeah, your mind should be blown because that's what we've got. Because it's a mega random free-for-all featuring Core, Recon, Snooper, Nevix, Dinky King, Salami, Keo, and we left the best until last is Beastie Cutie, all facing off in a bloodbath. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get into it. And look how big this map is going to be. Core, the first lad to shop. I think we might actually have to use the Fog of War to find people. Oh my god, they're so tiny. Well, luckily, most of them are starting to build their buildings. Now, the cool thing about Mega Random is you're probably already noticing, apart from the detail of it being absolutely and utterly Mega Random, like, you know, it's a cluster truck all over the place, is that you don't actually start with a town center placed. For good reason, silly boys. It's Mega Random. Like, what? I wouldn't want my TC placed for me on this. Instead, play it out like the start of a Civilization game. Everyone just plop down where you want to be, and we've already got some fishing enthusiasts as Dinky King and... Oh my, is that Recon we're seeing that? They are in kissing distance of each other. And Recon just realized that as well. Actually, he has to be careful because Dinky's playing as English. In fact, 3 people in this game are playing as English. Do you want to know why this is so strong? Because if you spawn right next to an opponent, you have 5 range damage. You can actually instantly kill off one of your opponents if you wanted to. I think they're chatting about that now. So, and right now, Recon's like, don't do that. Do not do that. All right, don't, or I'm going to start using outpost spamming against you on the leaderboards, Dinky. All right, chill. So it looks like Dinky is going to show some mercy. Because remember, you have a few options here. In fact, the way this is set up, you start with 3 villages split up across the map. As you can see, BCQT not skipping a beat is instantly already gathering at the expansion locations. No interest in trying to find people to shift. There is some cool stuff you could do with the English. Actually, like, it seems like Dinky's just chosen to direct all of his villages to one location to get a quick TC. But in fairness, if you're playing the English, you could have ran out, found your opponent's TCs, or where they're building them rather, and killed villagers before they finished it because of that 5 range damage you have. For those wondering about the chat, sadly we can't see chat. I really wish they would add that in. It's really unfortunate it's not there. And for some reason, you can't check the incomes and the current resources of Mega Random. Once again, I hope that they fix that. So what I'm going to do with this is it's pretty much a distraction as you've already got on the right side there. Just going to do that. All right, look at that. Look at that real estate we're now working with. So really kind of got to get in the mindset of what we're expecting to see here, because there is definitely going to be some sort of bloodbath on the left side of the map here, as 3 players, despite the fact they had 3 different locations they could have built a town center in, have plopped themselves on an area smaller than a 1v1 map. Meanwhile, probably less likely to die, least likely to die, in fact, and it's good for him because Core does like to AFK for the first 15 minutes of matches when he's in Beastie games. Beastie is off in a corner on his own. He is likely to survive beyond everyone else simply by virtue of being nowhere near anyone else. And the only other one who has a similar comparative is probably the corner boys, right? You've actually right up here, look at Salami spawn. I mean, this makes sense. He came from Apex Legends. He is a corner camper. That's why he left it. You know, he couldn't make it up the ladders because it required you to not sit in corners, which he's clearly content with doing on this map. And then, of course, in the other corner, we've got Nevik. So we've actually got our FPS boys in the corners. This bodes well. Who is better, RTS or FPS gamers? We're going to find out. Because yellow and blue are repping the FPS side, the Pew Pew boys. All right, opening up, by the way, one thing I should highlight is Dinky's eco is going to be superior to basically everyone else's. We can't check income per minute, so apologies for that. Like we just highlighted, you don't have the options. We do not have the technology, okay? But I can guarantee you that Dinky has the best gathering rates on food right now if he stops idling his bloody workers, because he's gathering from shoreline fish. And when you do that with villagers, you get 1 food a second. Which, for those that aren't a nerd who keeps these numbers in their head fresh at all times like me, that is quicker than gathering from boar. the only thing that actually beats that in the game is deep water fish with fishing boats. And it only beats it by 0.1 food a second. So yeah, Dinky, he should have a quicker timing. And that means potentially straight into Lombos and harassing straight into his opponent's eco lines, because you can see how close him and Recon are. And they know this, right? Because Dinky, he did walk over there. He did poke and prod him a little bit with some arrows. So expecting some early aggression out, and I'm not really sure what Recon can easily do. Probably the best action he could take right now would be to palisade this small gap, just so that there's like less options. In fairness, like I doubt that Dinky's ever going to run through it. This one would make more sense, actually. Palisading here and across here would delay Dinky's timing on wrapping around with Lombos. Although I am a little bit paranoid about this short line. Meanwhile, BC decided he wanted to not have an easy mode. He decided to get a central location for his TC. And Dinky, while he's on the English alongside Nevix and Salami, BC decided to be very different. Beastie is the only person playing the HRE in this matchup. Snooper, the only representative of China. And then, of course, we already talked about Recon with the Delhi. But for the most, it's just English and French. And this kind of speaks volumes to what people's intents are, right? Like, English and French, what do you think of when you say those two civs? It's tempo aggression, right? It's up in your face. It's fighting early. While Beastie and Snooper, like, if they manage to boom with the late game situation, which with their positioning might be a little bit difficult, they could be a force to be reckoned with. Cool, I just... Okay, how many minutes... I want the chat to anticipate this. How many, like, predict how many minutes you think it's going to take before Core even gets noticed by another player, let alone fights them? Because check out the vision here. So, Core has only checked this area of the map. He spotted 3 trading posts next to each other. He's like, mate, I'm sorted. I'm going to set up a trade network. No one's going to stop me. He's playing as the French as well, so that's a possibility. Meanwhile, Kyo, or rather Recon ran a marathon, by the way, to get a villager back home. Same for Snooper. I just love Beastie, though. It's just like, I'm not getting that sort of idle time, guys. I'm just simply going to gather resources straight away. Everyone else seemingly ran their villagers all back to a centralized location, but not Beastie. No, Beastie-kun, he has different ideas in mind. And I just can't believe Salami... Wait. Oh, my God. We will start a new civilization, a new country on this island. Actually, he's playing as English. This is more accurate. We do live on an island, so just, set up a dock line, get fishing. He's sorted. No one's ever going to look for Salami here, right? I can't believe that spawned. No, this is impressive. I mean, Apex Legends, unless you're the top of the top, it's hard to get enough money together to afford your own private island. But here's Salami. I don't know what he done, Time traveled. It only cost him like $10. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so Tech Up's going to start to come out soon. Of course, we can see Dinky should be the first to boom up ahead of everyone. I say that Core. Oh, how could I forsake him? Of course, he's in his own little corner. He's not paranoid about any aggression. He's already vibing going up for a School of Cavalry. I query whether the School of Cavalry is needed. Just because he's so far off in the corner. Like, could you not realistically just go for a Chamber of Commerce and get some trade going? He doesn't know what we do, right? I feel like Core, he can be a greedy son of a gun. If he knew how free his start is, I'm almost certain that we would see a Chamber of Commerce and trade. He hasn't got the God vision, so he can't guesstimate upon that. Tech Up's starting to come out. Snooper, he'll be quick up, and this should be where he eco booms pretty dominantly over most other civs at the stage. The only one that should still be comparing at the moment will be Dinky, simply because he has 5 people working on shoreline fish. But at the same time, like, you got to keep in mind, the Chinese, they're going to get their access to Song Dynasty, right? You can see Snooper, he's not even building a single military unit. He's like, I understand what's happening here. This map is way too big. Nobody is ever going to touch me. I am simply going to just build 1,000,001 workers, and then we'll deal with this later on. So, 5 minutes from now, Snooper, strongest economy. Right now, Dinky still has it. Meanwhile, Nevix, well, he's in full vibe mode. It's kind of rough when you pick the English, because you're probably thinking like tempo aggression early on, and then you find yourself being absolutely in a corner alone, with the only person nearby being Beastie of all players. Who is playing as the HRE on a map that's so big that by the time you'd rush him with Lombos, I'm pretty sure he would be Castle Age. So good luck punishing him. Like, this is how confident Beastie is. Have you noticed how far away the Aachen Chapel is from the town center? This is a you can do nothing to me Aachen Chapel. This is a Aachen Chapel. Because he's going to get maximum value and there's absolutely nothing anyone can do about it. So, curious to see if we could get some aggression out over here soon. Rax has been re-established at a different location by Dinky. Seems a little bit too close. The outpost did come up from Recon. Recon going fully defensive. I think his timing is going to be Castle. He needs to access Castle before he can really aggress into Dinky. And Dinky, is he going to see an opportunity to punish Kyo? Kyo feels very late on his timings here. He actually doesn't have any knights as the French. Am I seeing that correct? I am. He went for the outpost on the high ground, though. Oh, my. Dinky's been relegated to Anakinism. And he might have an aneurysm if this continues. Oh, Kyo's boxing him in. Oh, no. Oh, no. Remember how we said Dinky has the strongest economy? You can even see it on the player score. I think he might end up being the first player eliminated. Look what's happening right now. I mean, he's got outposts being built by Recon on the left side. Kyo to the north and east side is building him outposts around him to put him in. Like, I guess Dinky, what he could do is he could apply for asylum on Salami's island. Because I don't think he can stay here for too long. This is a dicey situation for the Aussie. Maybe he can call upon his Aussie friend to the north. You know, have Snooper ride in, like Rohan, save the day. I just don't think he's going to buy that. And right now, like, wood-wise, I think he only has straggler trees, right? If he goes on this tree line, if we look at the vision situation for Recon, you can't. You just can't touch it. No wood allowed. That's why he cancelled the lumber camp over here. It has just been straggler trees. And there's no big clump tree forest the right side. Oh my god, Kyo is continuing with this. It feels like Kyo is just carving out territory, right? He's like getting in early on the negotiation phase. Like, all of these things belong to me now. Meanwhile, Core finally realizes he's alone in the corner. What does he do? He goes in the corner. Oh god, I'm just gonna see myself out. I'm surprised he even built a knight. You know this guy's going to be greedy, right? You know who else is being greedy? Salami in the other corner, the corner bros. He's taking corner camping to a whole new level as he sets up a secondary TC already. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a third at this rate. Might be a little bit cheeky, though. Could always just go to Castle and get that third TC of the King's Palace. But look at what's happening out of Snooper. He's also doing the outpost shuffle. He says, okay, yes, you're in the corner. It is a very defendable location. However, Snooper, However, Salami, it does come with slight downsides. The biggest downside being that I can easily just outpost spam around you and stop you from ever leaving. Let's just check in on our resident likely to die first member. Stinky. He's desperate on the fish. I mean, is he only getting fish? Yeah, he got enough wood together for the ram, but it's mostly just fish eco, right? There's nothing else he can do right now. This taste of sadness. Luckily for him, the outposts were not guarded. Kyo went a little bit greedy the way he's done this. Like, he's just been building outposts and hasn't been really defending them. But right now, look at Recon. Recon, high score player. He's booming. He's feeling good right now. And this is all one TC, yes? Mm-hmm. And no tech up ahead. The only one who's gone up to Castle Age so far is Beastie. Beastie, of course, being a greedy son of a gun, will go for the Radiant's Cathedral. Because, honestly, let's be realistic here. What reason would you ever have to go for a Burgrave Palace on a map this big? Like, you have no use to the Burgrave. The Burgrave, for those who don't know, it allows you to produce your infantry units 5 times as fast at that specific building, as well as research 5 times faster. It sounds really cool in theory if you've got, like, a key timing after booming castle. There is no key timing on a map this big. In fact, a big chunk of this is going to come down to who decides to kill who first, right? This is the wacky part. In balanced format in the good old days of Warcraft, when you would get, like, free-for-all tournaments, there was this fragile state, especially when you got down to the last few players, where like the first place player, you'd think the second and third would group up to attack them. But they didn't, actually. Instead, what they would usually do is the third player would join the first player to take out the second player, guaranteeing themselves second place. Sounds crazy, right? But then when you think about logically, if the second and third player would attack the first player and kill them, then the second place player becomes the first player and kills the third place player. It's a lot of numbers, but you see like the basic like logic there, right? The whole concept is usually you don't want to look too strong because you will get targeted. Like, at a high level, players understand if they would take this serious, if this is ultra sweaty mode for them in this mega random, which, considering how long this game is probably going to be, I think they are going to be taking it seriously just because of the time investment. Then it makes sense that if they're seeing these player scores and they're just seeing that, you know, like Beastie's far ahead and Kyo's far ahead, they might become prime targets to attack. You'd like to see. With this positioning, Kyo has started to build up the defense force. And remember what we said, right? Like, it's the weird kind of ripples of free-for-alls. In this situation, let's say you've got Recon here and you've got Kyo here. You might think that it would make sense for Kyo and Dinky to team up to kill Recon. But actually, it might make more sense for Dinky to join Recon to kill Kyo, if they're the last players. But in the mid-game dynamics, the other game dynamics, it's just more logical to waste less resource to kill a player off. I hope I made sense of that, because like the logic is actually really sound when you get down to the final 3 in free-for-all engagements, but it's actually just an absolute cluster truck when you're talking about above 3, right? When we got 8 alive. In fact, if anything, the RNG factor matters more because you just might have an unfortunate location between 2 aggressive civs. I love this out of Snooper as well. Look what Snooper's done. He actually dropped the Imperial Palace. This thing is ridiculous. How much vision do you think the Imperial Palace gives? Like, do you... If you had to anticipate right now, like this is... I'm just doing these fun little like, kind of like test games of people like thinking what they know. Would the Imperial Palace see up to the TC? Would it see up to the mill? Would it see up to the hill? I think most people would expect this to be up to the TC, right? Maybe the mining camp. Check this out. Oopsie, don't want to change off him. It's almost on the hill. This thing has absurd vision. You could take this outpost out and you'd still be seeing most of this area. It is ridiculous how much you can see with the Imperial Palace. Just look how far that stretches over the trees as well. It's a really powerful landmark. In fact, really big shout out to GUA. He was the first player to start doing this that I saw on the ladders. Whenever he goes Imperial Palace, he puts it at the front of his base so he gets vision of what's coming towards him. It's actually a really smart little play because it's very hard to breach a 5k structure just like that anyway. And even if it goes down, it's annoying to lose the Imperial Spies, but it's not the end of the world compared to other landmarks that are more critical to your prolonged success, like a Regnitz Cathedral. So in the meantime, corner campers continue. I mean, it makes sense that Nervix will be a corner camper. I mean, what, Reinhardt, Diva probably got stuck in a corner, put his shields up when he played Overwatch. And he's starting to be raided. Actually, Beastie's a pain in the ass here. Wow. Okay, this is pretty smart from Beastie. So he's trying to get rid of the corner player because it's the only one that's going to be on his flank. Once he gets rid of Nevix, once he's done putting Baby in the corner, which he's doing with the keep. Oh, he has to cancel it. The Lombos, the man-at-arms, nicely prepped there to defend by Nevix. We'll push him away. But the reason Beastie's doing this is he wants to consolidate the corner so he has the fallback area. Because then he carves up a corner of the map, right? Remember what we said about the corner camper logic? Like, people can't flank you. It's pretty disadvantageous to start in the corner, though, because if you get prioritized, you get focused in on, like, how do you easily breach if your opponent is guarding? In this situation, you see that Salami was able to move out because Snooper's just not watching him. But if Snooper fielded his army here instead, like, if he had a Beastie Nevix type spawn, he could put all of his aggression towards the corner player, try to kill them, and then afterwards consolidate power in that corner they just took. Reason Snooper doesn't do this, by the way, he's being pressured. He sees the encroaching Kyo from the west, right? So he actually has to be a little bit conscious of being flanked on each side. Especially considering Salami's starting to ramp up. Like, militarily, he's getting pretty strong now. In fact, are we going to get some siege engineering? No siege engineering yet. If he did, he could actually start ramming down a lot of this, right? You've got the expansion TC on the northern front. You've got plenty of military buildings here. Like, at this rate, Snooper could end up being the first one to die. Because the cool thing that Dinky done is he understood how crappy his positioning was, and he started to crawl on the coast. He really is embodying England, right? Just put all our major cities next to the coast. It's fine. In the event that people try to invade us by land, we'll just, I don't know, retreat under the sea. I wouldn't recommend that unless you've got enough supplies to last several years. Oh, no. I was about to say who had supplies the last several years, but he killed him. No, Salami, no. He killed Columbus. Ah, now how is he gonna discover the rest of the Americas? I can't believe that. Moment of silence for Columbus, the one villager that ruled this land. He won't ruling the sea in the south. I mean, this is just a freebie for core. Actually, this is kind of wacky. If he heads upriver with enough Hulks, he can kill Dinky and annihilate a big chunk of Recon's base, which core can afford to do because nobody's going to come after him in the bottom corner. Like, you know, BC maybe contemplated it, but after beating him so many times on the ladders, he's like, I want a different challenge, which is why he's focusing Nevix. I'm sorry, Core. But it does mean that Core's just in full in vibe mode, right? Remember what we said, when you were kind of out there, you're chilling, nobody's really going to be in your face, you're probably going to survive a lot longer than everyone else. Just by virtue of your spawn. Like, Core would really have to go out of his way to lose this game. Like, you know, it would be kind of, how to put it? It'd be kind of in the situation where, you know, you live on a ground floor of a bungalow or one-story building. And you try to kill yourself by throwing yourself down the stairs. But the only stairs you have is like 2 steps at your front door. You would really, 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 really have to be pushing it to somehow die from that. And that's Core right now. He's just a bungalow boy. Like, he's chilling in the corner. Unless he rides 1,000,001 nights every other player, annoying the crap out of them, they're probably not even going to acknowledge his existence. In fact, you can see Beastie, although he's setting up some outposts around this area, he's not going to push it there anytime soon. And if he was, we can already see that Core has made himself unassailable. He actually built the guild hall in the back corner. Oh, this is such a free Core game. All right, Dinky. Has he been killed yet? Oh no. Oh no, the Knights. Dinky, no! Wood needed. Wood needed, my lord. No! Wallow, I don't even know where to look for this. Oh! What is that? Snooper's a Treb enthusiast, really wanting to keep that Treb alive. A good thing we looked away and censored the rest of that. I'm pretty sure we'd get banned on YouTube if we show that many innocent villagers being massacred. Dinky is not having a good game. Oh no, the keeps as well. He probably felt so good about this start as well. Like, the way this started out, he was like, just vibing, you know. I've got bows on my villages. I started next to 2 players. I can ruin them. But he decided to be nice. He didn't bully them. He should have insta-killed Recon, and then he could have expanded. This was Dinky's fault for being a nice guy. This is what happens to nice guys, okay? Dinky right now is Ned Stark. Okay, he's probably not cool enough to be Ned Stark. But he's that Ned Stark feeling, right? Honorable, says he won't end a person straight away, even though he could have killed the villagers. And now he wishes he did. Big shout out to Poppy Paul, by the way. I saw the raid. I appreciate you, bud. Shame you weren't in this game. Because I'm looking at the names right here, and I am seeing a lack of NA representation. So next time, you're going to have to fix that. So Nevix has secured his corner. FPS players in their corners, am I right? That's all they know how to do. The question is, how does he get out the corner? Because BC has definitely put Baby in the corner, and he's likely to keep him in the corner at this rate. Unless Beastie gets attacked by a different player, I don't see Nevix getting out anytime soon. And the problem with that statement is nobody's going to attack Beastie. And Beastie is now booming. The Love Hotel has been built. Now, admittedly, some of the rooms, you know, they have been labeled abstinence rooms, so you're not allowed to make love there. And they did get nerfed, right? It went from every 5 seconds to every 6 seconds, and the villager price reduction is at 66% compared to where it was before, 75%. But it's still a big eco boom. it's still going to allow him to print villages. Like, it's just, you know, compared to before, there's a manager that has to check that all the villages are up to standard before he releases them onto the eco lines. That's how I see this nerf. It was pretty inconsequential. Like, it changed it from being 4 TCs into 3, but it's still 3 TCs while also being 66% cheaper. Pretty phenomenal. Oh, line formation. Nevix looks like he's about to play the first level of the campaign. However, these are not French, these are German. And their weapons, das ist gut. Yeah? Das ist crush. Nevix might be crushed if he doesn't actually take a good fight right now. Like, Beastie realizes it as well. Like, Beastie doesn't actually necessarily have to fight him. He could just keep kiting him and bombarding him to death. But the bombard has finally been noticed. Nevix, he put his FOV up to above 80 and was able to see it off to the side. We'll be able to get rid of it. But they keep going up. Oh, no, it was a bait. And that'll stop the walls going up. You can see Nevix, he was trying to negotiate a peace settlement here. He just wanted to take small chunks of land, but he's not going to get that. Instead, it's just going to get harder from here on out for him. Let's do the Dinky check-in and see if he's dead yet. Every once in a while, we just have to feel around for a pulse. Oh, the pulse is fading. The pulse is very subtle right now. You know what makes this worse? You know what makes this really depressing? It's what we talked about, the fact that people don't want to interfere when someone's killing someone else. Notice that Recon hasn't even ridden out yet. He's done nothing. In fact, Recon could easily then kill off Kyo if he preps elephants to march north. So all he has to do is wait for an overextension by Kyo, and Dinky is forced to fully fight back. And when that happens, Recon can just wrap in and blow up all of the French's base. And I think that's what he's doing. Recon, you filthy son of a gun. He knows what he's done here. Oh, I can tell you what Nevix has done. He's switched it up in the crossbows. Starting to get the answer, although he needs to make sure his front line holds. Now, remember, these man-at-arms are a lot more chunky than their counterpart. While BC's elite man-at-arms do more damage, the English man-at-arms have a lot more effective HP. Big if, you get the blacksmith upgrades, which, judging by what I just saw on the number comparison, he didn't even get the level. Nevix, it's 175 resources. Please, get level work. They're wearing metal, I know, but give them level work. So he got armor clad, which I think is double the price of level work, if I recall correctly. But he didn't get fitted level work, which is half the price, and would give you another 1 melee armor, which is worth it because your opponent is... The only range he's been building is bombards, which, to be honest, 1 or 2 ranged armor isn't really going to help you against those. All right, cool. I'm starting to wonder, was this a handicap? Let me check. I know Core has been losing rank recently. I hate to highlight him. Actually, I don't hate to highlight him. Okay, he's 53. He's been recovering. I was going to say, if this was like Core a week ago, he's probably like close to 100th, 120th. He probably got the handicap spawn. And maybe that's what it was. Like, you know, the game was still registering down there. It saw he was the lowest ELO player. It put him in the corner for his own safety. But he has recovered. He's up to 53rd on the leaderboard again. In fairness, though, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure chat can correct me if I'm wrong by checking the Wikipedia, but I'm almost certain I'm correct on this. Core is the person with the least games won in Golden League overall so far. So that could be the handicap of this corner. Of course, BCQT is the leader. And then I believe it's between Recon. It's probably Recon and then Dinky. Then Nevix, Salami, Snooper. Actually, no, Kyo's about mid-pack. I can't do Kyo like that. Kyo does reasonably well. But yes, poor Core is poor on the score in Golden League right now. So that's what this was about. This was a friendly offering to give him a chance to win something for a change. And we're fingers crossing for Core. We all want to see Core win. Because one day, when we're done mocking him, he's going to be the greatest Age of Empires 10 player ever. And it's mainly going to be because all the Age of Empires 4 players are going to be dead before AV10 comes out, and he's going to be on life support playing in old people's home. But he will be the best RTS player ever. Well, not ever, but in the time. just got to get there first. I'm not even going to go to Fog Vision, by the way. If we go to Fog Vision, we're probably going to crash. We have to remember how big this map is with 8 people. It's a little bit dangerous now as people are approaching PopCap quickly. So Nevix starting to extend out, actually. He's finding his way out of this hole. Has got the Trebs with the attack speed buffer from the network of castles, so he's slowly getting rid of the keeps that Beastie's built up. And Beastie, he's going to need to defend himself. In fact, he started to expand out onto new resource pockets. He's going to actually start clashing with Salami soon. If Beastie isn't careful, a slight whoopsie-daisy might open up new war fronts that he's not ready for. In fact, Core, at the moment, he's just kind of... He's twiddling his thumbs. Actually, no, he's mischievously moving his fingers together like Mr. Burns, waiting for his opportunity. All he needs to see is Beastie's score sink a little and maybe Nevix gets eliminated. And then the Riders of Rohan march forth. And they will raid deep into this farmland. There's plenty to access in that area. Oh, what? Recon. Look at Recon. Oh, this is cheeky. So he's carving up the tip of this coastline, and what he can do with this is not only new resources, he can actually build his tech 4. Because if you look, there's only a few players that haven't actually gone up to Imperial yet, and Recon's one of them. This is actually really cool. It diversifies his risk. If he then gets pinned in the corner and killed, he still has a landmark keeping him in the game. This is pretty cool. Oh, Wallow! Wallow! Oh no! 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 Salami! Slippery as the sausage! Oh my! Uh-oh! Snooper is going to blame that on lag. Sorry, buddy. That was, Australian internet. I didn't get registered quick enough. And you know what? That is a generous donation, as at this rate, Snooper's going to be dead anyway. He has, what, 2 landmarks left? It's usually frustrating to find all the Chinas, but, I mean, if you want to make it frustrating, Snooper needs to redirect this quick. Oh, my God. Snooper. He had a reasonable defense force. He had a way of buffering Salami away. But the slippery sausage slides on in, yoinks an army away, and all of a sudden he's here to stay. And all the while, the Trebs continue their party. Barbic and his son being targeted. And after that, it's just the Imperial Palace at the back. Right now, Snooper needs to send, I don't know, like... pretty pictures of his hair to Kyo or something. He needs to seduce Kyo into helping him. Maybe offer him half of his sub revenue for the month, because Kyo needs to be enticed into assisting here. But it might just turn into an assist where he just raids straight in and finishes Snooper off himself. So really awkward situation arising quickly. Recon has been eliminated. Oh my God! He didn't build it quick enough. He got blown up. Kyo was so quick with this move. Trebuchet, cannons as well, and Recon. He built a TC instead of building the Imperial landmark, and it meant that it was all too easy for Kyo to finish him off. I can't believe how quick that was. I mean, I don't think that was even a crash. I just don't think that was a crash. I just think that was how quick Kyo was. It was a forced crash, I guess. You know, Kyo took over the piloting for the plane and crashed Recon into a mountain. It's just, he's gone. Oh my goodness. We thought Snooper was going to be the first one in the ground. But you know what? Stay of execution. Dinky. Hold on a second. What is this Aussie bias? What is this Aussie teaming right now? You filthy teamers. How dare you bully poor Salami? He doesn't have countrymen that can come to his aid. Like, he's got Lidicor, and Lidicor usually places houses instead of hunting cabins when he plays the roost, so I don't know how well that... Okay, I can't do Lidicor like that. I can't. He's too nice. But this is region bias right here. Snooper and Dinky, they just had a little side chat. They were like, look, right now, the Australians are not winning anything in Age of Empires. But if we work together, maybe we can make it into the top 5. We'll have to see how that one works out. A Salami actually is beating back Dinky. Dinky is still age 3. He never got up into Imperial. he's a little bit stuck in the mud here because now he has to worry about Kyo also attacking him, remember? Because Kyo, like the triangle of balance is gone. Recon is dead. We looked away for a second, and then Recon got brushed away off the map. And it's starting to look like the coercion, the backroom meetings between Dinky and Snooper are not paying off. I think Snooper needs to choose his allies better next time, as Dinky is only looking out for himself. He's full in on farm and wood right now. He's got so many rags, but they just do nothing because he's being attacked. He sent his troops north to die in a foreign war while his base was dying to a closer enemy. The tried-true classic combat between the French and English, and it's looking as one-sided as it was at this point in history. Well, maybe that's not fair. I mean, it is Imperial Age French, but definitely Castle Age English were not having a good time back there. Just check your history, folks. In fact, you don't need to. We've got it on the screen for you right now. That is a lot of cavalry. And no way that Dinky can hold him back right now. The only piece of fortune he has is there's just too many buildings to snipe. Ezekiel, however, is not going to be as lucky. And all the while, the Trebs continue to clean up the landmarks. In fact, if he just moves in, he can end Dinky. He doesn't even need to take this fight. Like, right now, Kyo has to realize he's killed 2 landmarks. Like, here. There's only 1 left. All he has to do is go for the King's Palace. If he finds it, I think that's what he's now looking for. He rides in. He doesn't know where it is, though. Remember, he's blind vision. I'm not going to do that again. I actually think I was going to crash for a second there. If he wraps west, though, this is all over. Nothing happening elsewhere. Don't worry, folks. We're not missing out. It's just Snooper going down. We knew this was coming. The Imperial Palace was finally sniped, so he's taken out. More ground for Salami. And now Dinky, the last hope of Australia. It looks like he'll keep hope for the moment, although his village is going to get massacred. Oh my god, they're actually attacking. Dinky, no. Dinky, no. You haven't done the sheep trick. This isn't 12 damage. It's only 5, Dinky. This is just the Australians getting revenge on the former colonial masters. Playing as the English, he actually wants them to lose. And he's pretty much ensured that now, as he's the only player left alive with a score this low. In fact, Dinky King's score right now is lower than the 2 players that are dead. Just going to let that sink in for a second. Oh, but Corps here! Savior Corps has arrived! He says there can only be 1 Francais! He's just not sure if it's him yet. He's just pointing fingers at himself. I thought I was German. No, only 1 German in the game. BCQT actually vibing right now. Nevix hasn't pushed out further. He's now just in a chill state. But Core, it only took 37 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Core has arrived back from his toilet break, 37 minutes into the mega random deathmatch. He rides out and finally attacks someone. And I think this is cheap tricks, Core. Core's like, gotta solidify that top 5. I see Dinky's score. He's the easy pickings. I'll take nothing less than a podium finish. And with such an easy target, it's going to end up that way because there's nothing Dinky can do. Dinky has just been bullied now. He lost his village account to the night raid from the French player to the north. And now he's going to lose the rest of his base to the night raid from the French player to the south. Now, we already had the... This is actually irony, isn't it? Because Dinky and Snooper are Australians in real life. They teamed first. And now Kyo and Core are not nationally the same in real life, but they are playing French. So this was just AoE's irony. As he will pay the ultimate price for his filthy teaming. And he will not be missed. Guy couldn't even spell donkey correctly, so... Couldn't even spell Diddy correctly. Or Kong. So, you know, to be honest, if you can't even spell those words correctly, are you even a gamer? Doesn't look like it when Core is just so simplistically tearing you apart. I like how he thoroughly gets rid of the rest of the base. Like, just in case there's any rebel scum looking to rise up in the future. But I don't think Dinky has any resources left. I don't know why he hasn't GG'd out. I guess he just wants to feel like part of the moment. think he's like, well, I carved out 2 hours of my evening for this game, so I might as well hang around to the bitter end. Nowhere left to go. There we go. On to the King's Palace. The King is going to be overthrown, and quite appropriate for Imperial Age French. It looks like they're going to decapitate that King, as we are going to lose our 3rd player. And now things get a little bit frisky. I mean, Salami. Oh my god, Salami's like me when I was 10 years old playing RTSs. Gotta make the base look pretty. What is this Berkshire Palace? Is Salami trying to rebuild some of the campaign maps here? Oh my god, this is so Salami. It's always something with this guy. He's like, I will now ensure that I am the last one to die because I'll be too annoying to get to. I told you guys, filthy corner campers, always. I mean, it could possibly be a wonder. We can't see his saved resources right now. I think he's just trying to chill down until, like, the last 2. And now, like, with Keo not pushing at all, like, he's in a vibe state. He could actually do the same. So, realistically, what this could turn into is, by the looks of the movement from Keo, Core and Keo could start fighting over the mid-ground. BC and Nevix are still going to be fighting in bottom corner. And Salami could now go have a toilet break, you know, like taco time toilet break, and he probably would still be alive when he came back. That's a fair point. Maybe Salami is doing his best Attack on Titan's impression. But, you know, who's going to be able to break through the walls, right? Who's going to be the anti-Titan here? Salami just sitting in his corner, singing Having Sex with the Bees and the Eagles. I know, I just said that. And right now you're like, what? What do you mean, KP? Hear me out. I'm going to ruin Attack on Titan for you right now. Here it comes. You ready? Having sex with the bees and the eagles. Listen to it. Hot, 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 hot. The bees and eagles. Yeah, okay, I've ruined Attack on Titan for you. Let's get back to the game. That's probably going to get me DMCA'd, isn't it? I mean, it seems appropriate. I ruined their popular song. I'm probably going to get banned. Oh, but cool. He's going to get banned from BC's chat. Look what he's doing. He's going in. Beastie's in trouble. The timing, he lost the army as well. Oh, no. But don't worry, folks. Beastie Cutie, he's done it. It's the age of siege. Oh, wait, no. These Mangonels are crap now. Okay, he's done something. Yep, that's right. He's built a siege army that cannot actually catch up to Core. Makes sense that Core was going to always be faster. Remember that whenever they play together, Core goes for 20-minute walks at the beginning of games, so he was always going to have more stamina to run away from Beastie. And he's going for the dub. He's on the Palace of Swabia. He's actually countering the emergency repair rate. If Nevix pushes in right now, Beastie's dead. Is this where you you coerce your opponent a little here? Is this where you just type, yo, Nevix, I'm in his base right now. Come on in. That would be a little bit rude, wouldn't it? That would definitely get you banned from BC's chat, I think, appropriately so. So instead, Core just trade out the army, and Nevix going to realize it now. He's like, oh, Nevix probably has BC stream open. He's like, oh, I see his army's been wiped. Time to go. Meanwhile, still having sex with the bees and the eagles in his corner. Oh my god. He can man the walls of Maria easily with this size of a military district. Good god. Salami came to war. Actually, he didn't. He came to chill. He's going to move out to collect resources, but I don't think he's ever coming out of his base. He genuinely is playing the Attack on Titan arc. Question is, when does he get to the insurgency stage? When is he going to start sneaking to other people's capitals? Because Q could die to a heavy horseman raid, right? Like, if his army moves out, which... Where the hell is Kyo's army? Okay, they're in position. He's a smart cookie. He understands what's coming next. Mangonels. Ooh, heavy hits from Beastie. Spear line. He's going to fold. Nevix in trouble here. He got a little bit too greedy. He believed in the siege a little bit too much. 6 trebuchets trying to snipe the bombards. But it's not going to be quick enough, I don't think. He needs to get out of here. Crossbow's going to hold for the moment. Bombards start to snipe out the trebuchets. Right now, Nevix is just typing, Core, where are you, Core? We had an agreement. Core can't come to the phone right now. He's busy farming. Core's just like, Core's just got Tinder open in the background, just swiping left, right as he goes. He's playing his Facebook farming games. He's not really here right now. And that means that Nevix might be in a little bit of a pickle. Elite Knight's riding in, just getting eyeballs on what the hell's happening at the back here. And funnily enough, he's actually dragging all of Nevix's forces back. This is really smart by Beastie. He's buying time to rebuild his army while his opponent is responding to the back of his base with slow forces. So he knows the Knights are going to die, but the time he buys allows him to advance to the front line and also rebuild the lost forces in the big clash there. It's actually really crafty. Now Trebuchet is in trouble. Split up, look for clues. Bombard's coming in as well. That is a heavy cost for Nevix. I mean, Nevix, he has to be running out of resources at the back. And here we go, folks. Wall of Maria is up. Where's that wonder? Was it even him? No, no. Was it? Who? It's Core. It is Core. There it is. There. I thought it'd be the back. Come on, Core. Like, look. Really? 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 You haven't Wall of Maria'd as much as Salami. Are you sure about this, Core? You have the... I see. Okay, Core is a good guy. He didn't want to interrupt the natural wildlife in this area. Wolves are becoming extinct on this map, so he doesn't want to interfere with their natural space. Good guy, Core, folks. Good guy, Core. And, well... It's kind of ironic that it's the Notre Dame he's built, right? Will he see this? Has he seen the future? Has he seen how this usually goes? Because I can guarantee you, with 5 people left, if you're the person who builds a wonder, those remaining 4 players cease hostilities straight away. Right now, they're probably typing in the chat to each other, going, it's time for Core to die, right? BC's just like, BC's the highest level player, 2200 ELO. He's going, yeah, I did invite him along as charity. We should go after him next. Oh, I mean, Core, you've got a long time to hold, buddy. I'm a little bit worried for you, though. I think this was slightly ambitious. You needed to see someone else do it first, because here's the funny part. Look what Salami's doing. He's gonna build one in the back corner. This is actually crafty. I was waiting for Salami to do this. He now has the option to build a wonder in the back corner, knowing that his opponents are gonna rush to kill Core, and nobody's gonna do anything about Salami. Oh, but he's only got 2 layers. Need to get more. What is with Salami and scouts? Well, he will definitely see any forces coming. So wait, is he trying to give himself a heads up? I think he split up the scouts all around his base to see them coming. He could just build outposts, but I guess he needs the extra wood to build a wonder, right? Meanwhile, speaking of wonder builders, Core is going to wonder why he thought this was a good idea. Because he's being raided by Kyo. Nevix is rolling in now. The only one who hasn't joined in is Beastie, because he probably feels he bullies him already too much in their 1v1s. I'm sorry. I feel like this has just turned into an hour-long opportunity to bully Core. He doesn't need that. Guys, we shouldn't bully Core. There's already enough pro-level players doing it for us. Look at this. Wait. What? Kyo has taken away the waterfront entirely, and he's trading. Oh my, this is so, wow. All right, Kyo, every time we look away and look back, he's doing something else amazing. And this is truly amazing. His economy has to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest on the map now. Is he considering a wonder eventually himself is now what I'm wondering. Core in the meantime rides out, tries to take a fight, but now he's pinched on both sides. Goes to the trebuchets, might be able to wipe them out, but buddy, what are you gonna do about Nevix? Because that's only one army. And you can't deal with both at the same time, not like this. Now, if I'm Nevix, I'm just going to all chat type and say, guys, I made a hole in the walls on the east side. If you'd like to come on in, there's a party in Core's base, and we're all invited. We do recommend that you trash the place as well. Well, the last of Core's knights are going to fall. Corpium needed. More knights coming in. Just, oh my god, no Core. How long? How long? Can the Wonder Boy do it? 11 minutes. And he's building outposts. Oh, you can feel the desperation. He realizes what he's done here. Core, there's only one option. Delete the Wonder right now. Delete the Wonder and say you're sorry. Just delete Wonder, all chat sorry, and they'll probably leave. It's your only option. Meanwhile, Salami, it's almost like he's just observing to see how badly this is going to go for the Wonder Builder before he decides to do it himself. He's like, I kind of want to, but also I'm curious, how well are things going for Core? Core, tell me, is this working out for you? Well, he's also running out of resources quite quickly, right? Like the wood at the backside. He's going to actually have to move out into what's going to become no man's land. Once the first wall line gets breached, I don't know where Core can retreat to. To heaven. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Unless they send him to hell. And Nevix, well, the only upside for Core right now is Nevix has to run a long way, and he's also probably a little bit paranoid about Beastie. Beastie, by the way, you're a filthy scumbag for this. He's literally just been sitting here with his army the whole time. Right now, like, okay, so Core, you know, he hasn't got the biggest stream following, and Nevix doesn't stream, so these players are going at it. While they're busy fighting in game, Beastie right now is like this. Core, thanks for the 2 months. Miri, thanks for the 2 years subs. Really good donation. Thank you for the $20. Great job following. Thanks for the raid, Hazza. Thanks for the raid, Puppy Paw. Puppy Paw, thanks for the 2 months. Yeah. Oh, wow. Coming in with a 1 year. Really big deal there. He's just busy reading out stream notifications. He's been sitting in his base, but now he's going to be a filthy bugger. He goes. Oh, no, Nevix. Nevix. He tried to keep balance in the 5 kingdoms, and he's going to be punished for it. Look at his army. You know, if I was Nevix right now, I would just turn and run back. Yeah. Because now it's a middle finger. He goes, okay, fine. If you're not going to allow me to keep this game going to stop Core, then I'm not going to stop him. I'm going to come back and attack you. And although I might lose this, you might not be able to beat Core. This is the screw you. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. This is the I'm covered in super glue and we're on a ship sinking. So what do I do as Nevix? I jump on top of Beastie, gluing myself towards him, ensuring he can never actually jump onto the lifeboats. Let's see if he can hold long enough. Hold! Oh, that's not how you hold. That's how you hold a lighter up in the sky and sing Kumbaya as Nevix's front line is gone. Keeps being built up quickly. Beastie rushing forward with the 31 villages. He's breaking in. Meanwhile, Maria has refused to go for a Wonder victory. It's still just all on Core, and Core... Oh, no! Kyo's in. He didn't need the walls, remember. He has the sea. And he can come by sea, but he does need siege. He needs siege to get through the stone walls. That's the issue here. Moving in. Beastie going deeper. If he's quick, he can actually just end Nevix instantly. Like, where... Okay, King's Pass over here. Council here. TC... Oh, no. These are fairly close together. King's Pass is his only redeeming quality right now. The Bombards can get in and insta-snipe 3 of the landmarks. And there's not much to snipe them out right now because the main army is busy fighting. The flank attack comes in from Nevix. Heavy hit into Beastie's formation, but the keep is a strong point to hold from. Mangonels, focus fire onto the crossbows. Crossbows standing on top of the wall so they get the bonus to range and the reduced damage. I mean, the Mangonels cannot clean them up, but Beastie in the meantime is going to be quickly rebuilding that army and rolling out more siege. And also Core, he rides out the clash here. 38 knights versus the 50. Core. One of those awkward moments where he says, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. And then he realizes that Kyo's is bigger. Turns away. Has his head tilted down. He goes, size isn't all that matters. Because I brought Mangonels as well. Woo! Heavy damage in. Not the fight for Kyo. Kyo, he was betrayed. He was waiting on the reinforcements. It's like, where is Nevix? Nevix, he promised we'd meet in the center. It was a lie. And now the hand cannoneers, the crossbows, and the knights should be enough to clean up Kyo's vanguard. Kyo, he needs a new army, he needs a stat. And he did not build a full base, so he's not going to be there quickly. The time is ticking down. Folks, we are almost there. It's 6.5 minutes away. Is Core going to be able to do it? That all comes down to Beastie. Beastie really is the dictator in this situation. He's the one who's stopping them from doing it. Because he attacked Nevix, they couldn't go in and finish core. Nevix, is he going again, though? I mean, can he afford to is the issue. He's so exposed this time, right? He hasn't rebuilt the walls, hasn't got any keeps here. And can you trust Beastie? Or has Beastie finally realized, okay, actually, no, this is... memes aside, this is getting close. I can't let core win. He's 5 minutes out from a Wonder victory. I've had my fun with Nevix, but now I genuinely do need to go and kill the Wonder Boy. Salami... I mean, this is fine, guys. This is the standard English build. The Riders of Rohan have finally been identified, folks. 21 Knights and 90 Horsemen. And here was me thinking Salami was trying to reach Age 5. I think he finally realized there is actually no Tech 5 in Age of Empires 4. Would make sense if 4 was the name of the game. So instead, he invests in the Horseman, starts to move out. Starts to eliminate vision around the midfield. And right now, he wishes he was the Chinese. This is why they got rid of the Chinese, by the way. Snooper, if he was alive right now, if he was the corner player, he would have fire lancers rushing into each player's base. Like vile scum. Because they did fix the torch damage on elite fire lancers. They do a lot more damage now. But no dice. So we get the bootleg fire lancers, the mini boys, the elite horsemen. What's happening? Beastie's in. Nevix, look at this. They're stacking up. They've stopped fighting. They've made past their differences, and they found a common cause. They both hate core. Who can blame them? A Wonder victory core, really, in 2022? Not in team games? I don't think he's surviving this one, folks. This is about to get a little bit dicey. If they build a few rams, he's in trouble. Alternatively, core makes his last stand, falls back towards the monument. Now remember, they cannot landmark snipe him. He has got the guild hall at the back as well. They are marching through quickly. Keep holding back for the moment. Beastie. What? Beastie! Okay, my heart skipped a beat. Nevix is almost flatlined there. It looked like he was about to betray him. But then he realized, actually, I didn't bring enough siege. They're lagging behind. 11 bombards on the way. 8 trebuchets coming in from the English. Core, he needs a fight. He actually needs to diminish the numbers. He can't just stand here. Beastie Cutie's starting to burn down his military infrastructure. Once that's gone, you can't replace what's lost. If you take the fight now and you both wipe armies, at least you can reproduce instantly, while Beastie will have to run back over here. But instead, Core, he turns into a little turtle. He shrivels up inside his shell. However, Beastie Cutie and Nevix brought a hammer, and I don't want to explain what happens in that situation because Pedro will be on my ass. Oh no, Kyo's back as well. I mean, you deserve this. After what you've done to his army, he wants vengeance, and oh my good god, the Age of Mangoes. Most people settle for 5 a day, but it's going to be a nutrients overload as 12 mangonels roll in from Kyo. And it forces him behind the walls. Outpost upgrades to try and keep them at bay. The Wonder victory timer now under 3 minutes, not much time left. Core ambitiously thinking, maybe I can just hold this, maybe it's going to be good enough, but there's 3 armies knocking at your door, and they brought C4. Bombards and Trebs are moving in. Players will not fight each other. Mangonel's trying to breach the wall, and it looks like Kyo's going to be the first one in. Salami, smiling to himself, has still not gone for the Wonder victory himself. Observing, realizing, actually, this is a terrible idea. Going for a Wonder victory gets you way too much heat, and that heat is going to burn Core up. That goes. Trying to keep his opponents at bay. There's going to be a lot more holes in the walls and then a lot more holes in your troops here. 2 minutes away. Mangonels forcing him back again. Counterfire coming out, holding that choke point, but a second choke point now opening up. He has to split his forces. If anything, he should be sticking the hand cannons on the walls. Remember, when units are on the walls, they take reduced damage, and they also get 2 extra range. But instead, Core says, there's no manly way to fight. You march out and meet them. They've done it in Lord of the Rings too, and Gandalf came to save them at the last moment. But I've got bad news for you, Core. Gandalf is not here. He's elsewhere. He's in Kyo's base. Even if he saves the day from one player, he cannot save you from the rest. And it wouldn't matter anyway. Kyo's army's about to be wiped. But the price of wiping it is going to be high. Heavy hits in the Core's own line. He's onto the walls now. Hand cannon is holding the high ground. 1 minute and 30 seconds away. Keo, he might die before the Wonder Victory can even come into realization. You can see Salami looking, but no, he doesn't see it. And I'm never hitting that button again. That was a mistake. He looks elsewhere. He didn't see the guild hall. He will not snipe Keo. However, Core might not be so lucky. Lucky. Instead, he's going to have big problems. Man-at-Arms holding the Knights at bay. Movement in. The massacre. So many dead Knights here. The clash was hard fought. Wolves going down. Hand Cannoneers starting to lose that bonus range. Beastie being smart about this. Realizes that once they're off the walls, these Hand Cannoneers are mere 4-tower range. Now they have to advance. If they don't get rid of the bombards, it's going to end with a loss for Core. He's under a minute. He's getting close to winning this. He just needs to hold a little bit longer. But the Notre Dame's in trouble. Focus Fire comes out. Beastie just soaks in with the bombards and he snipes it out. 5 seconds away. Core is denied. And his death will not be long behind this. No base left. Only a small fraction of him remaining in existence in the back corner. And when you get down to the core of it, this was too greedy. Core, he didn't want to wait. Impatient, clearly had somewhere else to be. Wouldn't wait until someone else got eliminated and thus gets pinched by 3 players, pipped at the post, and is looking like he is going to be the 4th member to fall from this series. Core will now begin his rebuild. He says, from the ashes the Phoenix shall rise. Silly Core. He doesn't seem to realize that Phoenixes don't really exist. BCQT and Nevix, respecting the rule of you let one live to tell the tale of what happened here, will leave the remainder of his base intact. Not that there's much of it to be intact. The rebuild will begin the only way Core knows how. More town centers. Meanwhile, Salami, he found it. He actually found it. He rocked right back for it. He got rid of him. Salami takes out Keo. And Keo right now, his hands on his face. How did I die before Core? We had 3 players in his base. Why didn't they finish him? And now Salami, ooh, baby. He's looking like a potential favorite here. Now, he could, in theory, go for a Wonder Victory. Given the remaining players and given their positions, it would be very hard for them to fight him. Core is alive? I think he's dead inside at the stage. Nevix is stuck on the other side of the map with Beastie between him. And that means, given the hot, contested, and backstabby relationship between these 2 players, I wouldn't be surprised should Beastie QT march on Salami's base, Nevix will attack him instead, returning the favor that Beastie attempted. Remember earlier on, when they needed to deal with the Wonder situation, Nevix, he did ride out towards Core's base, and Beastie tried to kill Nevix. So right now, Nevix does owe him one. And he would be happy to repay the favor. Oh my. Has Salami, like, oh my, he barely has any economy left. He has like barely any villagers. He killed off practically everyone. He said, you're done with the farm, son. Pick up a spear and get on the front line. Oh my god, this is Salami. If he loses his army, he can't replace it. And there's a lot of heavy damage on it right now. I mean, he might have reserve resources. Like, it's hard to see. We can click in. Oh no, Salami's safe, folks. Salami's fine. Salami's fine. He realizes that economy units are a burden. He's got plenty of resources in reserve, so now it's time to free up the remaining resource. Only 8 villages in his whole economy. Everything else is just what is built up to get through a cold winter. And now he's going to ride in. The stone walls, though, are the problem because, look, Salami, it's a rush force, right? It's a landmark snipe victory type force. However, do you have a way in? You do! You do! The overchop! Beastie! That is not how walls work. You know, folks, I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's been saying that walls need to be nerfed and they're angry at Beastie and how he uses walls. I wouldn't say that these walls look OP to me. I mean, these walls look very reasonable to me. The only issue is Salami, you know, he hasn't got quite enough room to wiggle all his forces through at once. But they're through. They're in. And if Nevix pushes in now, Beastie's in trouble. Salami. Ride or die, baby. Wrap straight in, trying to surround the pass. Swabia goes even deeper, spreading out the lines. He knows he's got enough troops to follow through here. Needs to maybe take out the bombards. Instead, he just rushes around on the flanks, trying to look for the landmarks. He goes straight into the Arc of Chapel, tugs out the Palace of Swabia in the meantime as well. One landmark soon to fall. Second one, next on the hit list. The motion repairs is going to delay it in the meantime, though. But Salami, far from done. There's so many troops to get through, and he's just caught chasing him all the way through as Salami is relentless. Onto the Arc and Chapel. E-repairs running out soon, but needs more troops over here. The army caught in the choke points, blocked by BC Cutie because they're not attacking. They're just trying to flock through onto the landmarks. And that's a mistake. Salami, he could have cleaned up these horsemen and been through quicker. Instead, he just charges forward. Arc and Chapel, down to half HP. In the meantime, Town Center being targeted out, down to 5k. Arc and Chapel now on fire. Switches over, moves in with the Knights and the Horsemen. Sticking on top of this. Villagers forced to repair here, trying to keep it alive. BC Cutie got some time to buy. Needs 20 seconds till the E-repairs are there. Arc and Chapel already down. Next target, Regnitz Cathedral being ignored because the Town Center is the main focus. All attention coming in there. And Nevix still hasn't moved. He's still just sitting on the side. It's all on Salami, and Salami now down to 70 military force. It's not good enough. Beastie Cutie with the disposable villagers will stay alive. Bombards and keeps are his savior. North the siege! Or maybe Salami should have just thought about this in a different way. Because siege wasn't his problem. It was the choke points that killed him. He tried to run past so many troops. He got stuck in the mud so often that he could not go in for the landmark snipe. 2 down, but Beastie survives. Nevix just returned to his PC. Realized the DMs he has on Discord from Salami saying, "Why no fight, bro?" He is confused. Little did he know, if he had gone in then, Beastie would have been dead. But Nevix, he's like, I can't risk it. I don't know what Core's doing in that corner. I'm sorry. Well, Core is like Pinky in the brain. What we're going to do tomorrow night, what we do every night, Beastie. AFK for 20 minutes and then come back to play the game. Now, Salami, it felt a little bit throwy. He can rebuild the army. He has got surplus. But weirdly enough, Salami isn't rebuilding the army. He's rebuilding the eco. And he's upgrading all of his defenses. A little bit paranoid. Knights are starting to come out now, though. For those wondering about the resource, they're just in a tracker. I can't church here. Apologies. Harass Relic. It's their fault. I think it's something to do with Mega Random. And now Beastie can just turn around to address the issue in his corner. The thorn in his side, as he always has been. Nevix now marches in. Where was the sync-up? It's almost like there's just gentlemen remaining in this. Outside of when they deal with Core, because Core's a barbarian. But when they deal with each other, they take it in turns. You know, Nevix, he types to Salami, says, "Are you done with Beastie now?" He says, "Yes, your turn." "Okay, I'll go in." Gets massacred on the entrance. Beastie types to both of them. "Is that it? Can I now go kill Core?" No, we'll be back soon. And a constant power struggle. That power struggle's starting to look one way. Beastie Cutie rolling in. Nevix forced to fully retreat here. And Salami is his last hope. But I don't know if Salami is going for that. It looks more like Salami might be going to finish off Core. Realizing that there's a risk that Core actually finishes higher than him at the end of this game, and he doesn't want that. It's like there's no way a player that was attacked by 3 players should finish ahead of me. But it might be that way. Scouts also coming out now. Cost-effective unit. And look at this switch up from Salami. He realized the Horsemen were dying a little bit too fast, so it's a full switch into Elite Knights. And he still has so much surplus resource in reserve. So this won't even kill his eco. He has one more attempt after this. And everything's gone quiet again. As Beastie Cutie realizes if he goes too deep, he might get flanked again. And here it comes. Starts to reveal himself. Realizes that resources are becoming a little bit thin. A little bit of a problematic area for siege-heavy armies and knight-heavy armies. Can't hang around with keeps. However, this is just the Vanguard. Do you want to see something scary if you face Salami? That's not scary. That, however, is scary. Scouts, horsemen, and knights in equal numbers. Salami, he could still kill Beastie. Beastie, has he rebuilt them? Yes. He's a smart cookie. I've seen too many players fail to rebuild, and now look what Beastie does. Ha 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 ha. Torch damage doesn't work against walls, idiot. Not stone walls. He's just going to fully enclose himself, and then Salami can't do anything. It's all in Nevix. Oh boy, oh boy. Sacred Sight's being decapped. Heavy losses as well to decap them, as the keeper's being ignored. And Salami, bro, boo. I know you can't see, but you wish you did, because right now, you need a ram. You can't even get a siege tower. The siege tower won't do anything. You need rams right now. Nervous Nevix over here, never wanting to commit. The Overwatch instincts are just kicking in too regularly. He's just holding the line, waiting for his ultimate to charge, but now he's finally realized, oh, this game doesn't have ultimates. I just need to go. And this is going to be a bad fight, a one-sided fight. Just too much siege in the back line. Beastie Cutie's been left alone to play with himself for too long, and now he's eager to play with others, but he plays rough. Hand Cannoneers, trying to make it a good exchange. But now they have to fall back. They can't gap close. The Bombards, the Micro coming out, targeting them out one by one, causing a lot of damage here. And where is Salami? He promised reinforcements, but those reinforcements have been delayed. Their direct flight has been turned into a 5-stop drop-off, as he will have to head to the south and all the way up again if he wants to get into the base of Beastie. The massacre. Army gone. Nevix. I hesitate to think what his resources are looking like. Oh, no, we're fine. Admittedly, his gold is going down quick, though. Oh, my God. He's running out of gold. The only reason he's somehow still in this, of course, is because the English in the late game, their golds do generate... their farms do generate gold. Words. Remember the enclosures. That's the only reason Nevix survived this in the corner for so long. But will he survive much longer? Beastie starting to gain some ground. Mag and Hellfire coming out. Heavy hits on the front line. Rush into the Horseman. Forcing him back into the close. Into the choke point is to his disadvantage here. Where the Mag and Elves can just exploit him. Targets the back line. Hand Cannoneers, a premium unit. They cost a lot to replace. Can't afford to lose them. Salami, he's still calling upon him. The phone is ringing, but Salami's not answering. He's not there. He's not coming in with a flank attack, and it means that gains are being made by Beastie into Nevix lines. Holds for the moment for the Mangonels. The Bombards really are making the difference. How many Bombards now? We've got to be up to 10 plus again. One of them is AFK. He'll roll back for the moment. Nevix will live to fight another day, but how does he fight back in the coming minutes? Gold income under 1,000. Surplus under 1,000. Salami, he's the only one who can do anything now. Can't rely on Core for anything at this stage. He's still in recovery mode for another 10 minutes. At least. Probably 20. And that's enough time for Beastie to dominate the midfield. Nevix needs ground. He needs it now. Trebuchets moving forward. Army rebuilding quickly in the meantime for Beastie. Beastie got plenty of space to expand into. Marches out, holds the choke points once more against the MAA. These ones might be tanky. The DPS effect is in favor of Beastie once his man-at-arms get in. Hand Cannoneers are a problem. Needs to target them out with the Mangonels. Not doing so just yet. While this is happening, Salami's still just prowling around the midfield, not really doing anything. Salami's just happy to be here. Everyone's like, Salami, you going to do anything? Nah, man, I'm just happy to be here. Just nodding his head, having a good time. Look how big my force is. Almost 100 knights. Well, those 100 knights are cool, but they need to get in. You need to get in. In fact, if he just chops the trees, he can go in again. And he can march around to the north side, and he'll find his way in. Meantime, though, Beastie loses the front line. Nevix gaining ground. It's important he does as well. He can't afford to replace these units easily. Look at the gold drain right now. Like, he's using up more than he's actually building, right? He's getting about 1,000 gold per minute. He's spending more than that. Like, this is backfiring for him slowly. Because although you have help for the moment, that's because the man-at-arms are cheap. Only 20 gold each. These Hand Cannoneers, though, premium unit, 90 gold per. And, of course, the food cost on top, 180 resources. Actually, no, one more talk about it's more than that. It's 120. I'm just thinking of the reduction that other civs get. There you go, 120 gold, 120 food. It's a pricey investment. A vulnerable investment. But the movement in, if the man-at-arms is good, crossbows as well, start to target out Siege. Beastie giving over ground here, needs a new front line, needs it soon. Salami, in the meantime, has decided he's going to take the long way through the tree line. We'll check back in on this in 20 minutes. Cool. His base still stands. His base has actually still been standing this whole time. And he's actually recovered. He is the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Don't do it again, though. Don't do it, please. I'm worried. Folks, I'm worried. Remember. The first of wonders? Like, it's not the 1st of December. I mean, I wish we were in December. It'd make more sense. Or November, or September. God, all these months we could have chosen from. But he remembers. He will not fall for his folly again. No new monument coming out from core. Just a sizable quantity of knights. It's time for the revenge arc of this anime series. Question is Core the lead protagonist? Or is he just an NPC? Let's find out. He's definitely done being an AFK character, that's for sure. He rides out. He's riding wide. Is he going after Salami? He might be. I mean, it's dicey to go after Salami. Like, how are you going to get him? Oh. Oh my god. Oh. He can get him. Snooper is going to get his vengeance, actually. Like, so if someone rides north, Snooper will avenge himself from the grave, because these villages that have been idle working the entire time, because remember, villages continue working after you die, they're slowly cutting through the tree line. So there's actually going to be a way into Salami's base if he's not careful, and he hasn't noticed it yet because he's not seeing anything on the map for him. Whoopsie. Got to remember not to push that button. Instead, Salami now marching out to the center. Cool. Has he challenged Salami to a duel in the center? Is that what this is now? Like, guys, let's just have a ginormous clash of knights. Screw everything else. Like, Nevix and Beastie are clearly, like, you know, lovers now. They're just having, you know, their little ruffle and tuffle in the corner. They're so obsessed with each other. They haven't got time for you and me anymore, Core. Let's have our own fun. Oh my god. Imagine if you could actually claim units from fallen players. The amount of Mangonels here from Kyo. It just shows you how caught off guard he was by Salami's move. Ride through. Cool. Marching up north now. So you can convert from neutral players. Huh. Could be an interesting player then. That's what you do, folks. You pull your relics, you go into a dead player's base, and then you got to build a force on the front. Just don't do this. Here we go. Knights moving in. And they aren't going to see each other. No. No, Salami, he set up the outpost in the wrong place. He wasn't guarding the west side. I don't think he has any vision over here. And Core is sneaking in like a filthy snake. In the meantime, the slog continues. It's just a draw. No one is breaking through here. But the breakthrough might happen to the North Core. He's coming around the back. He doesn't know about the tree line just yet. He's going to spot the wall soon, though. His outposts all belonging to dead players. Core wiggling around. Is he going for the beastie kill or the Salami kill, though? I think he wants Salami. Moving up now. Oh my, oh my. What does he do now, though? Because you can't go through the walls. You can't touch them. You can't get through them. West. West, Core. West! I can't believe it. We're cheering for you right now. Go west! Mario has already been breached for you. Johnny has spent his whole life working as a lumberjack, and finally he finds greater meaning. You just have to discover his meaning. Cannons are going to be sniped out. No! This is going to reveal everything. He's been bamboozled. It would have been an ambitious attempt. Core. He had plans. Great plans. But the plans were written by 2-year-olds with crayons. It's too easy to snipe out those cannons when they're not guarded. And now look at this. This is a bad fight. Remember, although the Elite Royal Knights get that bonus damage when they clash, and you got Royal Bloodlines, you are now fighting underneath the network of castles. So these Knights have 50% additional DPS. You don't want to take that fight. Plans have flopped. But it looks like they might actually fight soon. In the meantime, gained ground by Beastie. Starting to push Nevix back. Nevix's army looking a little bit more fragile now. Mostly just the hand cannoneers remaining. And Salami, he isn't flinching against this. He has his vanguard of outposts to give him attack speed buffs. And the tree line's broke. He can actually get in again. Are we about to see Beastie die? We might. He doesn't actually have anything to deal with this size of knights. Like, this time, if you go in, you will probably kill Beastie. Like, the torch damage coming out from this many units and how much more tanky they are than horsemen, you at least get 3 landmarks, if not all. The villagers just having a little bit of a rebellion down the south. But Core, like, that's the reason Salami can't make his move right now. He's just looking at Core going, can you please just let me kill Beastie? And Core's like, no, he's my bro. Without him, I am lost. You are not allowed to kill Beastie. It's like, but dude, he ruined your monument victory. He ruined your wonder victory. Just let me kill him. I don't remember any wonder victory. I was away from the keyboard at the time. Core's blind love for Beastie might actually be Beastie's redeeming quality here. That allows him to eventually win this. He's starting to actually plop down some new keeps. And Nevix still trying to tread through the remaining defenses. But everything has gotten a little bit slow down here. And Salami, oh, he remembers. And this is Core's own fault. The slivery bugger with a half commitment to the move. Salami won't be the same way. He's going to deny it. See in the corner. Eco's going to be shrunk here. And a lot of infrastructure is on this naval area. Just a few carracks is going to squash the rebellion from the blue rabble in the south. These carracks are just unanswerable now. What a play. Salami, the only player who started on this island. He comes back to claim it later on. Dominance on the naval front. With that, it's going to be a heavy sting for Core. Damages his food eco. Means he's a little bit more limited. You can actually see on the eco count, he's not looking healthy. He was heavily reliant on the sea, which is why he's now down to 52 eco. That was meant to be his layering factor. He still has plenty of surplus in reserve, but he needs to make a move soon. He can't afford to keep throwing away armies as much as his opponents. Especially Salami, although Salami is drying up as well. Now down to 400 surplus gold. If he loses all these knights, he's done. The only one who's really sustained their economy non-stop, they're in the corner. It's Beastie and it's Nevix. Beastie, of course, having the edge because his gold income is just going to trounce Nevix's. As you can see there, almost 3k gold per minute. And it means long-term, eventually, he will be able to just break through and break the back of Nevix. But it is taking a long time. That's kind of the conundrum you have, right? When you get this late into the game, when you're playing as the HRE, your eco benefits shrink a little because other civs catch up, like the English with the enclosures. They can somewhat compare, not to the same degree, but where they can beat you is the quality of units, right? If you're not playing man-at-arms Langsneck, if you're playing into your standardized, I like bombards, I like mangonels, I like knights, you're up against the English, and the English do have the network of castles, and that's really what's keeping Nevix alive. Like, once he starts falling back, each time he gets that buff again. And that attack speed of 50% is breaking the fight and stopping Beastie from actually being able to breach through. But it's time. We've waited so long for it. Salami's in. His time on this might be wrong, though. Beastie, he's not being pressured on the east front. He can react to this. He's in position right now. And Langsneck can massacre him if he goes straight for the landmark victory. Rides in right now. Salami, if he loses this army, he can't afford to replace it again. Peels back for the moment. And the wonder is up. Salami, he waits so long, but he's finally gone for it. 15-minute timer starts now. And this is where he might need to back up. Because his economy is not strong enough to replace losses here. He just wants to check the Beastie's still awake. When he sees he's still at his keyboard, he backs away. Now, remember what we said, the worrisome detail about the way this map is now laid out. If Salami ever went for the landmark or for the Wonder Victory, Nevix is going to struggle to join in. Because similar to being in proximity to the ring, he is going to be a filthy little golem. As soon as he gets close to Beastie's base, he has a hard choice. Do I go past it towards Salami's base and then also risk being backstabbed again by Beastie? Or do I take the precious for myself and wear Beastie's face as a crown? Okay, that got a little bit dark. Hey man, Lord of the Rings is dark, don't blame me. Salami in the meantime, around the midfield. He's looking for that army. Oh, but look at Core. Core sneaking out. What is this move from Core? Where are his knights right now? Oh, they're all back in base. Optimizing right here. Got to get them all healed up before you send them out again, right? Proper Medicare. And we might be playing as the French, but he's got NHS right here. He's setting up outposts. So no full base, no siege, just an outpost or two being plopped down right outside of Salami's base. Realizes they may need to band together to deal with a different power. The irony, once upon a time, Core crushed for this same attempt. Now it's Salami's turn to come under fire. All right, looks like Core's knights are fully recharged. They can unplug themselves from the USB ports. Didn't have a long enough cable to stick them out in the field. And now he has got 5 premium cannons at his disposal. The Royal Cannons, of course, initial 20% damage. And it looks like everything's calmed down. People have simmed past their differences. They are starting to stack armies and getting ready to turn their attention towards Salami. Salami really starting to get the attack on Titan going. You got the 2 outer layer walls. And the third, wait a second. Wait. No, this is not, no. You can tell Salami has not watched that anime. He's only got double layer on the east side. There's an easy breach on the west. In fact, an even easier breach because good old Timmy, he's almost done. If he chooses the right tree, actually, he might have already. I think there's a path through there. You don't need cannons, folks, to get through, to get into Salami's base. However, you will eventually need them to get through the stone walls at the back. Meantime, Salami, he starts to ride it. Oh, Core's going to react quick enough. Cannons were out of position. Salami about to throw away this contingent in Core's base, and he's going to struggle to replace it if they die, remember. Look at his gold. He's got plenty of food, but that is about it. So in the meantime, he's just trying to bait Core. He's like, here, Core. Core. Over here, boy. Follow me. Follow me into Beastie's base. Come on. Over here. Core, come on. Follow the pretty knights. Beastie's base, let's go. The Core, he shakes his head. I ain't gonna fall for that. That worked too many times in the past. I'm not following you. Nice attempt, though, by Salami to lead breadcrumbs into Nevix and Beastie's war zone. Instead, he'll sneak around the back. He will find the college artillery and the TC as well. That will shrink poor little Core down to... Oh, no! No, Salami! He got in! He got in with the transport ships! The TC in the college artillery is all that remains. Salami, you slimy dog! Slimy hot dog. TC down to half HP. Trying to torch it, trying to shift to the side so he minimizes losses as he goes. He's wrapping around from the west side. Salami, he might be about to take Core out. Town center, close to being on fire. He needs some repairs soon. This might be enough torch damage to get it in range of the burning. Right in from the west side. Needs to block him from access to the college artillery. Core fighting for his life here. Salami trying to eliminate a future threat. Wraps around. TC on fire. He didn't deny them. And now he just needs to set ablaze the college artillery, and then Core is dead. There's no way for him to survive here. It's too much torch damage. Salami, what a move. He's done it. Core is out of here! Another player bites the dust. Salami looking like he could do this. 10 minutes away, 2 opponents remaining, and one of them blocked by the other. Nevix is sneaking in, though. He wiggled his way around. He snaked through. But first, he has to get through Beastie's walls. Beastie now breaching Maria. Salami still so far away. Remember how long it took them to get into Core's base? They were much more delayed accessing past the walls. The timings could line up here. Salami needs a lot of throwaway forces. Rebuilding now into the Horseman. He needs disposable force to get rid of the Bombards. Bombards are the way he will lose this. And right now, Beastie QT... Well, he talked about this. If you give him an hour and allow him to build a full army of siege, it's your own fault. He basically has a full army of siege, a small reserve force of melee infantry. Nevix slow with this siege though. No attack speed buffer, so these trebs take ages to get through. You can see the buffered up health from the tech. Salami just making sure his defenses last longer. And that also does affect the Cathedral of St. Thomas, his wonder. What a wonderful cathedral this is. It might experience the blitz of World War II though if he's not careful. 8.5 minutes away from doing this. Beastie and Nevix have seen past their differences. They want to be the last two players duking it out as they march through the walls. Salami thinking about rebuilding some walls here. Can actually use this choke point to slow down Nevix. Maybe try and stagger this so you can dress one army instead of two. At the moment, Horsemen unable to approach. You can just see how quickly they fall. Simply bowling pins in the face of these bowling balls. Just a fun little sport for Beastie Cutie. And Nevix is in. Salami just chooses to build some outposts instead. Marches through. Salami shifts to try and react to that. The timings on this, he needs to get the wraparound correct. He needs to actually bait Beastie Cutie into a forward in a three-way fight so he can wrap onto the bombard line. But that is our hard victory condition. And I almost crashed us again. Apologies for that, folks. Got to stop doing that. Vision-wise, he is seen, but Salami not able to get close quick enough. Does force Beastie back for the moment. Nevix now pushing further in. They need to work together, but they're doing so blind. They do not see each other right now. They can anticipate where they might be, but they don't have a guarantee of it. And Nevix is rushing. Nevix is maybe jumping the gun here. He's going very deep. Faster than Beastie. Beastie being systematic about this, taking out each building as he goes. Nevix riding in past all those buildings. Might displace him somewhat. Offers a wraparound opportunity. See the horseman movement. Salami. He's going to flank him. He gets between the two of them. This is risky, but Beastie is not quick enough to respond to it. His force is static, and he won't be able to gap close, and it means that Nevix, his army, might get wiped. Hand cannon is pinched in the corner. Wraparound on two flanks here. Salami, he gap closes, being held back by the front line in the meantime, but it won't take long to breach them and get on top of the hand cannoneers. Trebuchet is even trying to join in on the fight, but the horsemen are in. The army is being wiped. Nevix quickly depleting himself here. Military at 130 as he quickly replaces back in his base, but he needs them on the front line. This force is not exactly sizable. Only 50 hand cannoneers remaining. A massacring continuing, but heavy damage done on both sides. However, Salami with the home field advantage can rebuild the army faster and be back in the fight faster. And the hand cannoneers not being focus fired upon. Trebuchet's targeted in the meantime, moving in by the elite spearmen, trying to burn as many as possible. Hand cannoneers as well, marching past the counterfeit side as the English Civil War ends with an initial victory for Nevix. But this is just one battle. If he wants to win it overall, he needs to get to that wonder. Salami quickly trying to replace the army. Up to 70 military again. Surplus food, plenty to work with, but the wood is needed. This might hurt him. He can't afford horsemen without wood. This is a problem. Beastie moving in. Gets through one, Berkshire pass down. Nevix, force somewhat depleted, but still 50 hand cannoneers. No front line to hold back horsemen marching in, but as we already highlighted, Salami, he does not have the wood to build those horsemen. And instead, he has to go for the knights. Has just enough gold for it, and this round of knights could do a lot of damage if used correctly. But now, Beastie has quickly become the bigger problem. However, they are both approaching a choke point. If they're not careful, they're going to open fire upon each other, and that might be the redeeming quality for Salami. Salami, he falls back for the final hold. The final line of defense here. And Nevix, he's rushing to make sure he's not going to be clashing with Beastie as well. But he's going to be clashing with Salami. Salami charges in again. Sees weakness on the right flank here. Nevix tries to use the TC to his advantage, but it opens up the delete. Salami deletes the TC so he can rush in. He baits him into the choke point and it works to his advantage. Gets around the back of the Knights, rushes in on the other side with the spears. Hand cannoneers pinched on both sides. Trebuchet's going down fast. It is just hand cannoneers remaining here. No way for Nevix to breach. It's all on Beastie now. Beastie is the only one with siege in position to do this. And look at the move, the rush in. Beastie, he's jumping the gun here. He's rushing the choke points and is working the advantage of Salami. Salami pushing out as many man-at-arms as possible, instantly torching on the bombards. They're stuck here. They can't access the walls. Salami with a backstab. He turns his attention to the siege, understanding there's only one way they can stop him. And he will not be stopped. Beastie's army is wiped. Nevix has no siege. They have no way to make it to the Cathedral of St. Thomas. The Cathedral of St. Salami here. As he has done it. There is no way anymore. The scouts to ensure the bombards get cleaned up. Salami with the clutch play. Focus fires all of the siege and ensures they have no breach point through the walls. And with so little time left, they have no way of getting new siege in, and they have no way of getting past the walls anyway, as Nevix got blocked by the re-wall of Salami. He refreshed the entire wall of Maria. And it means that all that is left in the base will be erased. Nevix will make his final stand. A valiant stand that will be logged in the analogs of history, but at the end, the most important detail will be that Salami dumpstered them. 2-on-1. And at the tippity top of it all, Salami yells, "There can be only one." And now the scouts are just there to ensure no new siege makes its way through. The players haven't called GG, but at this point, honestly, they might as well just renew their attack of each other because they just can't get in quick enough. Bombard's rolling through. But Beastie's on the clock, 2.5 minutes remaining, and he's got a traffic jam right now, just trying to get through his own walls. Sacred Site victory is far too late for Beastie. I'm pretty sure this was a recent capture, so he won't be able to win like that. And one man at arms left, because you always let at least one live to tell the tale of what happened here. To tell generations to come, to tell Beastie's future children, you do not mess with the big hot dog. Because he's the biggest dog in the playground. And he'll rip your face off. Beastie QT. Old Timmy's offered a way in, but it's still the bombard problem. You need siege. You need it fast. Salami, even his food is almost gone now. It's just scouts. But scouts are all he needs. 1 minute and 30 away from winning this. Only a handful of bombards in. Nevix, he resorted to Rams. Rams to try and save him here. Imagine if he'd done this sooner with the remaining forces inside the base. Imagine if both of them maybe done it. But new walls going up, Salami. He says, I can't afford really anything else unit-wise, but I've still got a little bit of stone left over. Going to put that to good use. Walls going up is going to slow down Beastie, and it's going to slow him down enough. A minute away now. Wraps around west side. Someone's typing in chat in-game, probably saying, why are you walling? Nerf walls! And now, here he comes, Salami. Probably was the one typing all caps. Here comes the big dog. 125 scouts wrapping around the backside. Bombards need to be fast here. Are they fast? Or are they just furious? Marches in. Scouts prioritize the target. In the meantime, the march through. Man at arms, the remaining force in the choke point. Beastie pinched on both sides. The critical detail cannot get through. The Lang's deck trying to make way, but it is too late. Once again, the siege will fall, and once again, Salami will rise. The big brain play. The troops might die. He tells the men, some of you may not make it back from this. In fact, none of you will make it back from this. But I will be crowned a king, because there's nothing they can do to stop me. 10 seconds away, Salami has done it. What an absolute beast. He will win the Mega Random Deathmatch.